clear mayonnaise man talking about DMX. And we'll be back.
This is what I want to say about DMX, and this is a controversial take. Okay. And I know I have a lot of controversial takes just because I think different. Okay, with DMX, his discography is not that impressive. I'm sorry.
You're lying. That's a horrible way to start this.
Okay, does DMX a classic album?
DMX have 5 albums that went number 1 in a row. He's the only rapper to have 2 in 1 year that both hit number 1.
Now,
what we talking about?
All right, a classic album is no skips. DMX don't have that.
Flesh of my flesh, blood is my blood.
That's not.
You go all the way from No Remorse to God Don't Pray for My Niggas. Easy.
DMX has classic singles.
You flapped out. You're lying.
DMX has some songs that will forever be the greatest songs in hip hop. I'm not taking away from DMX, bro, but he is not. His discography is not impressive, bro.
You just don't know.
No, it's just I go again to go on my channel. I broke down every album he's ever dropped and every song he's ever did. I rated them personally.
So that was some mayonnaise man talking about DMX wasn't impressive. I mean, considering who is coming from, it doesn't even really matter, bro. You aren't impressive. You motherfuckers in rap music aren't impressive. Eminem later on in his career wasn't impressive. No white rapper is really impressive. I mean, his first 2 albums was impressive. Action Bronson first album was impressive. MGK wasn't impressive. Kasky wasn't impressive. That white boy something Mills that be rocking with Jadakiss, not really impressive. DJ Search or MC Search, Whitey Ford, G-Eazy. G-Eazy's earlier shit slightly impressive, but after that he's trash. Jack Harlow isn't impressive. Macklemore isn't impressive. Mac Miller, while rest in peace, he was a decent nigga. According to my palate, he wasn't impressive. There's probably some more white rappers. Yellow Wolf, his first album I will say was impressive. Lil White, Memphis white boy, country. I never really got down with country ass white boys. Bubba Sparks, first album impressive. Haystack, he was impressive, first album. Paul Wall wasn't impressive. What the fuck are we talking about here? You niggas need to focus on learning how to fucking rap. Talking about DMX doesn't have any classic. I'm gonna give the rundown on that shit too, because I'm a Darkman X fan now, and I'm gonna keep it 100. First 5 albums was actually classics. He lost me at the was it the Bloodline or whatever the fuck, the Year of the Dog. This shit was, I listened to it, I was thoroughly unimpressed. But then again, that was right around the time he started getting banged up with the police. Did 3 years in Arizona. Possibly he was on that crack because he lost weight. But we gonna get a rundown. He said it's dark and hell is hot, has no skips. Clearly he's a Mayo man. His input on that doesn't even count. That's actually a classic album. Actually, I think there's only one song on that whole album that I don't like, and it's the one where he prays. I never was a fan of DMX songs where he pray. Those are the skips for me, because I'm not religious and I don't pray to Jesus. When he starts doing that shit, I kind of check out. It's not whack, it just ain't for me. And then he got Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. I think he got one song on there that it wasn't whack, I just wasn't feeling it. It's the song where he has shit, I forgot what the name of it is, but it goes boom 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 dun 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 dun. I think it has Mary J. Blige on the hook. I wasn't feeling that shit. Not to say it was whack, I just ain't feeling that. So with that and the prayer song, I just ain't feeling it. Grand Champ had about 2 records I wasn't fucking feeling, but it wasn't whack. It just it wasn't, I don't know, it kind of sounded redundant, I'll say that. The Great Depression, now he might have a point with this album, because while I like this album, it really only had, out of 22 songs, about 9 I was feeling. The rest of it, while it wasn't whack, I wasn't feeling it. And then there was X. Now, then there was X. It was more of a cinematic, thematic album. It was a conceptual album. It had songs on there where he's like a hitman, and it deviated away from his narrative albums. Like Dark and Hell is Hot was narrative, right? Narrating his life before rap. Flesh of My Flesh was narrating his life while he was rapping, and Grand Champ was actually narrating his life towards the tail end of his commercial success. Exodus came out in 2021. I haven't heard it yet. That's just because I don't. If it ain't physical, like, that's another thing. They need to start putting physical copies back in the stores. I don't know what the fuck these record stores are doing. Like, I don't buy fucking albums. I'm not gonna stream your shit unless it's on YouTube. I'm not gonna download digital copies. I need to buy the fucking album. I'll wait for it to hit YouTube. Yeah, and then there was X. Like I said, it deviated from his narrative style of rap to his more conceptual style of rap. It had 21 songs on it, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I was feeling roughly about 17 of them, right? Classic albums, he said this cracker motherfucker says he don't have no skip album, no classic albums. Arguably, it's Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh of My Flesh are classic records. Not to mention, crackers only be listening to songs that play on the radio, right? So he only knows Stop, Drop, Shut 'Em Down, Open Up Shop, or the Rough Riders anthem. He probably only knows from Then There Was X, Party Up. From Grand Champ, he probably only knows Bring It, We Right Here. Like, all the singles. White people are only keen on fucking number one singles or shit that plays on the radio. Never mind Damien one that came out on It's Dark as Hell is Hot. Flesh of My Flesh had Damien too, and then he took a break from that, and then Great Depression 2001 he had Damien 3 on there, and then he was done with Damien, right? The Year of the Dog, again, other than the song with Angie Stone, shit was trash. I wasn't feeling it, but like I said, he was like, by this time he had been in the game 8 years. DMX only had a 5-year run where he was commercially hot. Undisputed came out in 2012. I honestly say I haven't heard that yet, so I got to go back and to the archives and check that out. Walk With Me Now came out in 2010. I don't know if I listened to that. I probably didn't. That year I wasn't really listening to nobody really except Reggie Noble. Unleash, that might be like one of those remix albums, and I think he came out with, I want to say he came out with some shit like 2 or 3 years ago. I've never heard this. Let Us Pray, Dogs Eat Rabbits, 2017. These might all be like compilations or shit that Swiss just threw them the fuck together. Redemption of the Beast, 2015. I don't know if I ever heard that. He looked like a crackhead on the cover, so I probably didn't hear that. What else? Yeah, the rest of these are compilations. They probably just putting shit out just to try and eat off DMX. What else? The Dog's Prayer in 2021. That was an EP. I've never heard that. Yeah, but I've heard most of his shit. Compilations I really don't, because those are renditions and remixes and shit that Swiss just be throwing the fuck together. Shit, regular songs that he just throw a new beat on it, or he got new verses. Yeah, I can't. But the shit that he does, studio records, and a lot of his mixtapes. Not to mention, this cracker talking about DMX isn't dope or whatever, and he has a subpar discography, clearly hasn't heard Rough Riders 1, 2, and 3. Now, I had other people on it: Infrared, The Locks, Eve, Dragon, Uncle Murder, and I'm leaving somebody the fuck out, Cassidy. All these records had different artists, right? Rough Riders Volume 1 had My Son on it. He made a guest appearance. There's some more niggas, but yeah. But essentially, those were DMX records, right? He was on every song damn near, except if it was a feature like Big Pun and Chic Luch. But for the most part, those were DMX heralded records, right? Now, it was titled The Rough Riders, so it was everybody on the label. But arguably, those were DMX like projects. So what the fuck is this? And this is why I don't like when people that are not within the culture give their motherfucking opinion on rap music, because like they don't know hip hop. I had to tell a white friend of mine, I said, bro, like, you listen to the shittiest like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Not to like, you know what I'm saying? Not to be mean, but if we want to be realistic, like you don't have like when you find a white boy that listens to Talib Kweli or Black Thought or like lyrical niggas that don't be talking about gunplay and shit, it's far and few in between. Far and few in between. Most of these niggas listen to if it's not drug dealer music, it's drug use. Not even say, let me go and change that. These niggas don't even listen to drug dealer music. If it's not like drug user music, that's probably why he wasn't feeling it, because he probably a dope head. He be popping perks and he want to listen to something that get, you know what I'm saying, get this energy up and shit. If it's not like dope head music, like they don't listen to real like street music. They don't listen to real lyrical shit. When you find a white boy that listens to lyrical rap, like I said, it's far and few in between. Like every now and again, you'll find a white boy that used to listen to Mobb Deep or like Sean Price or, you know what I'm saying, like the Lox. Most white boys from the ages of 18 all the way up to, I want to say 36, don't know who the fuck the Lox is. Like, unless you say Jadakiss, they don't know who the fuck the Lox is. If a white boy don't know who Murder Mace is, we ain't got nothing to talk about. And it don't even matter that it's old school shit. Like, if you don't know, who's still rap? If you don't know a Mos Def song, I ain't fucking with you. Like, if you don't know a Talib Kweli song, I ain't fucking with you. If you're 32 and you don't know who Pharoah Monch is, you don't know hip hop. I'm not even arguing with a nigga, straight up and down. Yeah, because I can name all the whack ass mumble rappers. I can name damn near every rapper from the South. I can name you a plethora of rappers from the West Coast and even the Midwest. I don't give a fuck. You don't even got to be my age. If you're approaching my age, like if you're mid 30s, 35, 36, 37, and you don't know who the fuck Black Thought is, or you've never listened, you can't name a Black Thought album or song. I think he only has one album, maybe two. If you don't know who Sean Price is, like, we don't got shit to talk about. And I know I threw mud at Sean Price on another episode, but I still fucks with him. Like, if you don't know who Tony Starks is, aka Pretty Boy Tony, like, I can't fucking talk to you about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? If we saying who's a doper rapper, Andre 3000 and or who could I name? Andre 3000 or Big Pun. If you say Andre 3000, like, we got nothing to talk about. Like, you clearly, and I love Andre 3000, but clearly he's not the more superior rapper. If you don't know who, I don't know why the fuck I'm drawing blanks here, because I know a plethora of rappers. Yeah, like, if you don't know, if you can't name all 10 members of the Wu-Tang, I got nothing for you. Like, if you don't know who the fuck, if you don't know who's better between Eve or Foxy Brown. Matter of fact, if you don't even know who Foxy Brown is, I don't even want to talk to you about hip hop. You don't know nothing. If you don't know who Jean Grey is, we got nothing to talk about. If you don't know who 3D Nati is, if you don't know who Havoc is, yeah, we got nothing to talk about. If you don't know who Tony Sunshine, Armageddon, Triple C's. If you don't know who the Beat Nuts is, bro, we don't got shit to talk about. You don't know hip hop. You know rap music. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know Dungeon Family, we got nothing to talk about. Nothing at all. We ain't even going there. If you can't name me one Big Boy album from Outkast, we ain't got shit to talk about. If you don't know a UGK album, if you don't know a fucking Pimp C song, if you don't know Ice Cube songs, if you don't know the name of the song that Scarface did with Tupac, like, I got nothing for you. And it doesn't matter that these are 30-year-old songs or these are old school rappers. These are timeless classics. They never get old. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know who Mike Jones is, we got nothing to talk about. If you don't know who Big Crit is, like, you don't know hip hop. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? If you've never heard a Big L song, if you never heard the mixtape with him and Jay-Z on it, like, you don't know hip hop. Straight up and down. So him saying that DMX has a subpar discography, like, he don't know hip hop. He's probably never listened to a Lox record, never listened to an Eve record. Who else? Like, if you can't even name the starting lineup of the Rough Riders, but we got nothing to talk about. You don't know hip hop. You know rap music, and that's okay. You know rap music, and in particular, you know mumble rap. So you know shitty rap. We got nothing to talk about. So it behoove all these motherfuckers to not have an opinion on hip hop. You know rap music, bro. Stick to what you know. I be tired of motherfuckers trying to swerve into a lane they have no idea about. And he even goes on to say, "Oh, I've listened to I gave a full rundown after I listened to his music. The reason you wasn't feeling it because culturally it wasn't speaking to you. Culturally, you can identify with it. Unless it's dope head music or shit to shake your ass, get high and fuck a bitch to. Like you can't, in your mind, you don't even know how to relate to it because it's foreign to you. You know what I'm saying? I say this and I say it again. White people listen to hip hop for different reasons that black people listen to hip hop. Even young ones. We don't listen to hip hop because we're trying necessarily to be entertained. This is literally essentially the soundtrack to most of our lives or people we know. Most white people don't come from that, and I don't give a fuck about them talking about they come from broken homes and people was on dope and they was coming from poverty. Yeah, that's because everybody in your family was a fuck up and they messed up white privilege. As it pertains to like the community, you're an outsider, bro. Even if you did live around black people, these things that these records that they put out, they have nuances. They speak to us, right? Now you may like them, but let's be realistic. You don't understand this shit. You probably lived in the hood, near the hood, and don't know shit about the hood. So other than being a broke motherfucker, like, and that's not even, you can be living in the hood and not be broke. I know several niggas that lived in the hood. They wasn't necessarily broke. They weren't poor. Their mom had a job. Their dad came through and dropped off some bread. They had summer jobs and shit. Now they might have sold dope here and there, but like, every time you try to talk about the distinction between black people and white people as it pertains to poverty, motherfuckers be thinking that they can relate to the struggle because they be like, oh dude, I grew up poor. A lot of niggas in the hood ain't poor. They parents just don't have fucking knowledge of CDs and stocks and bonds and ETF and money market accounts and high yielding savings accounts, so they fucked up a lot of bread. It ain't that niggas couldn't compound the interest on some bread. It wasn't because they didn't have money. Motherfuckers worked every day. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't know where to put the money in to make the shit grow so that they didn't look poor later on in life. So yeah, like motherfuckers be trying to relate to the music and like you can't relate to the music. You don't live the struggle, bro. So we don't expect you to actually like it. Not only that, like I wish a lot of these non-black people, podcasters, whatever the fuck they are, stop trying to have a motherfucker opinion about the music, right? At this fucking point, just say you fucking like it. If you don't like it, keep it to yourself, because we don't give a fuck, right? And the only thing you're gonna do is persuade a motherfucker that looks like you to not like the music, and they're just gonna listen to shitty music, bro. Like all you're doing is actually directing your people to listen to more shitty music. And then have the audacity to be like, oh, it isn't selling because it is. No, because y'all have shitty music. You have shitty taste in music. And shitty commentators like you give shitty advice. And then you have people that look like you swerving to go get bullshit music. And then you want to know why it's not selling. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, this is Grizzop, and I'm out. No.